Early morning wake-ups are a very common challenge when it comes to baby and toddler sleep, especially if you are actively sleep training or if you just did sleep training. There are several reasons why this might happen and what you can do about it, so let's jump right into the video. If your baby just started sleeping through the night, maybe they're sleeping from bedtime at 7 p.m. all the way to 4 a.m. and they've never done that before without eating, they might be hungry. But if your child's sleep prop before sleep training was feeding to sleep, you want to make sure that if you need to feed your baby that they are not falling asleep while you're feeding them. If they are starting to fall asleep, or maybe they just do a couple suckles and then they fall asleep, then they are only having this feeding for comfort and you know that they're not really hungry. You can, instead of feeding them, you could comfort them and they can go back to sleep for another 2 hours, hopefully, maybe even 3 hours. That would be great. If you are not sure how to tell the difference between if your baby is hungry or just looking for comfort, you can grab the link in the description box down below and download my free hunger versus comfort chart. It is a very simple download, just giving you a laid out chart, whether it's hunger or comfort. So make sure you grab that, it's totally free. The next reason why your baby might be waking up at the butt crack of dawn, keyword dawn, is because light is coming into their room. So their sleep environment may be compromised, which means that if you don't have blackout curtains, then now is the time to get them. I highly recommend Blackout Easy window covers. I love them. I had them in my children's rooms. I still have them in one child's room, and it is pitch black in his room because you customize them to the size of your window. We have different size windows in his bedroom, so I couldn't just buy a set and be like, oh, here, this'll do. But these are just like, they're so much easier to just measure, cut them out, put up the Velcro, and they're easy to take off. My oldest, who is now 10, asked not to have them on his windows anymore. We took them off and I used the Gooby Gone to get the sticky stuff out from around the window where the Velcro was. It is very cost effective, easy, and easy to like take them down, put them up. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent about Blackout Easy window covers because I love them so much. Check out the link in the description box down below. Now I feel like I'm like rambling, I'm talking so fast. Okay, slow it down. Check out the link in the description box down below for my link to Blackout Easy window covers. I love this company. I've literally been with them since day one of my sleep consulting business. The second part of your child's sleep environment that may be waking them up early in the morning is, let's say for example, you or your partner, spouse, or whoever has to get up at 5 a.m. to, start getting the day ready. Maybe you need to get ready and go to work early, or maybe you just want some time to yourself, and maybe, just maybe, the sound of you being up and about around in the house is waking up your baby and kind of putting a damper on your morning. So definitely make sure that you check into your baby's sleep environment if they're having these early morning wake-ups. The next reason why your baby could be having early morning wake-ups is if they're going through a sleep regression. Now, last week we talked about the 4-month sleep regression, and this week we're talking about early morning wake-ups. So if your child is going through the 4-month sleep regression, or the 8-month sleep regression, the 12-month, the 2-year, whatever sleep regression they might be going through, it can cause early morning wake-ups. And with a sleep regression, you're going to see that they're having trouble, like all throughout the night, they're having trouble with naps. Maybe they're fighting their naps, taking short naps, and waking early in the morning. So that might just be another layer on top of a sleep regression. So if all of those other wake-ups do not occur with a sleep regression, then it's probably not a sleep regression. In which case, it's probably a habit, okay? Habits need to be broken. Not all habits. I mean, some habits are great, but this habit is not great. You do not want your baby waking up before 6 a.m. I would love a 7 a.m. wake up. I mean, actually, like, I'm the kind of person who would love to sleep until 9 a.m. every single day, but that's just not my life anymore. Actually, I don't know if it ever was. Maybe on like college breaks. Anyways, so if this is a habit, I definitely have a few tips for you, and the first one is always the first one that I always give in all of my videos. Say it with me, friends.
Stay consistent.
You have to keep your routines and schedules consistent. Now, if you know that your baby is on an age-appropriate schedule, then you don't need to change anything. If it's just a habit, then it's just a habit that needs to be broken. So make sure that you're having a very consistent bedtime routine and very consistent responses to their 5 a.m. wake up time. Let's say, for example, your baby wakes up at 5 a.m. and you do or don't feed them. Whether you have to feed them or not, you need to just make sure that they are still awake by the time you put them back in the crib. Let's just say, for example, that you did have to feed them. Your baby was starving. You fed the baby, baby's still awake, you put the baby back in the crib. You know that the baby's diaper is, not too saturated, they didn't poop, all the things, everything's fine. Then you need to use whatever sleep training method that you just used to sleep train them to get them to go back to sleep. So you need to condition or recondition this behavior of waking early in the morning so that they don't wake early in the morning and they will stop having this early morning wake up. Now, one of the common mistakes that I see parents making with the 5 a.m. wake up is that when they wake up at 5 a.m., maybe the baby's ready for a nap by 7 a.m., but all that's going to do is reinforce having an early morning wake up. So what you need to do, instead of letting them go down right at 7, you need to keep them awake. Do not take them out of the crib before 6 a.m. and you need to keep them awake until 8:30 or 9. Never give your child a nap before 8:30 because it's just going to reinforce waking up at the butt crack of dawn, and nobody wants to do that. And seriously, no offense if you are one of those people who actually likes to wake up that early, but I feel like that kind of person is very few and far between. So that just about wraps it up for this video. Don't forget to grab the hunger versus comfort chart in the description box down below, and I will also pin it in the comment section. Speaking of waking at 5 a.m. and then needing an early nap, your baby's naps are probably gonna be out of whack. So after you finish this video, check out this video over here for more tips on how to help your baby take longer, more consolidated naps. I hope that you enjoyed this video and keep blooming. Mwah!